Hello everybody, welcome to this week's Joe and Ori. To celebrate Earth Day, I've chosen this book about Greta Thunberg from the Little People, Big Dreams book series. Greta was a Swedish girl who learnt from her parents to turn off the lights, not to waste water and never throw out food. 3 simple lessons for being kind to nature that most grown-ups haven't quite learned yet. She was very proud of her great-grand-uncle Svante, a brilliant scientist who, 100 years before Greta was born, made an alarming discovery. The planet was warming up and humans were the ones responsible for it. But even though adults have known for a long time, not much has been done to change it. Every day, millions of tons of toxic gases are thrown into the air. Greta wondered what would be left of the planet when she grows up. At school, she watched a film about climate change. Most students were worried about the polar bears losing their homes because of the North Pole melting, but once the film was over, everyone forgot about it. Everyone except Greta. She felt so hopeless about the future and she stopped talking. Doctors said she had selective mutism and Asperger's syndrome, which meant she would only speak and pay attention to what was really important to her. Some people have thought that these things were 2 terrible conditions, but they ended up becoming Greta's greatest powers. They helped her to stick to her promise to do everything she could to slow down the planet warming. Greta started by convincing her parents to give up air travel and stopped eating meat. But there were dozens of little things that she could do. She knew she couldn't stand up for something without walking the walk. On the fridge it says, plant a tree, eat more veggies, recycle, only buy if necessary, avoid plastic, and ride my bike. She had done her homework, but it wasn't enough. To stop global warming, politicians had to do theirs too. One day, instead of going to the school, Greta decided to sit quietly in front of the Swedish Parliament with a sign. Not many people noticed her that first day, but it didn't bother Greta. She kept going with her strike every single Friday, and every time she got there, more and more students joined her. It was time for children to wake up the adults. Soon, all over the world, thousands of students started skipping school to protest outside their city halls, fighting for the future of the next generation. Inspired by Greta's story, millions of people from Melbourne to San Francisco flooded the streets in the first world strike against global warming. It was the biggest environmental protest ever. She crossed the ocean on a wind and solar powered boat to speak in front of world leaders. In the name of all the children, Greta asked people in power to stop making up excuses and start acting before it's too late. What started with just one girl with a handmade sign became a movement that includes us all, because global warming is the greatest challenge humanity will ever face. But little Greta is no longer alone. Greta Thunberg was born in Stockholm, Sweden in 2003. When she was 8 years old, she learned that human activity was causing the Earth to become hotter and hotter, causing a climate crisis. This could result in animals and planet species going extinct, as well as more natural disasters like floods and hurricanes. Greta could not understand why more people did not take climate change seriously. No one in power was doing much to solve the problem. This made Greta depressed, but she did want what she could to make a difference. She stopped using aeroplanes to travel and become vegan, but she knew that she would have to do more to make people realise the danger of climate change. When she was 15, she began missing school to protest outside the Swedish Parliament. Other school children joined her strike for climate change, first in Sweden, then across the world. This forced governments to take notice of her cause. Greta was invited to speak to world leaders and activists. She became known for telling the truth when no one else would. When she was just 16, Greta told leaders of the United Nations they were destroying her generation's future by ignoring climate change. Millions of people around the world were inspired by Greta to take action wherever they could. Some powerful people have said that she is too young to be worth listening to, but Greta knows better. She called Asperger's syndrome her superpower, as it allows her to fight for what she knows is right, without worrying about her critics. Today, Greta continues to stand up for the environment, as it is seen as a symbol of hope for a cleaner, greener future. Thank you for listening to this week's Joe and Ori. Hopefully you have some interesting ideas of how you can help save our planet.